$100 billion. That's the war chest that Canadian provinces have put together to help businesses and people affected by US tariffs.
25%.
25%. When does it
At least according to a Canadian bank. Basically, they can afford to weather the storm.
Fighting back against Donald Trump, it will take a full Team Canada effort.
Although, can Quebec?
We have to be ready to all kind of scenarios with this guy.
Let's break this down. The Quebec government posted a historic budget deficit in 2024, $11 billion, its largest ever. But is spending $11 billion more than you're taking in bad? Well, it can be, because it adds to Quebec's total debt. But economists say that that's something the province could withstand for now.
Quebec has that ability because their debt is somewhere around 38 to 39%. And over the last decade, they have brought that significantly down. But it's in the range of what other provinces and more generally the OECD countries as well have in terms of the debt to GDP ratio. So there's definitely that capacity.
So Quebec can take on more debt to pay for emergency measures to support people if it needs to. Joshi also says the Quebec government has funds set aside for emergencies, exactly like the kind posed by Trump's tariffs, but it's only a few $billion. And with the deficit the province is running, experts say the government needs to be more surgical with its response. And there's another factor. Tariffs could plunge the economy into a recession, which means tax revenues would be down, and Quebec could be in a tougher spot than other provinces. Nearly 8% of the province's economy is directly linked to US exports. Only Ontario is more at risk of being affected by US tariffs.
So what are they going to do when the economy starts shrinking? They're going to have to run an even bigger deficit. But the problem is that the accumulated deficits over time add up to larger and larger debts, and those debts have to be financed.
So, could Quebec hit a financial breaking point? Well, nobody's saying that yet, but it does mean the province might have to start spending less on some programs or raise taxes. Quebec already has the highest taxes in North America, so that's not really on the table, according to the experts. So what other solutions are being proposed? Now, the government could reduce some of the things that make it hard to do business here, barriers like relatively high corporate taxes and even language laws.
Would they be willing to sacrifice some of those right now, relax some of those rules right now to try and give flexibility to the economy, to try and give Quebec export markets within Canada that otherwise wouldn't exist? I don't know that they're willing to do that, so they very much are part of this problem.
Now, doing that, reducing interprovincial trade barriers by cutting red tape, would be really controversial. But Premier François Legault has said that the threat of US tariffs has been a real wake-up call, and Quebec needs to find new ideas.